I've been reading for 7 hours and 10 minutes. 5 hours, 2 hours and 58 minutes. Are you actually joking right now? Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to your new favorite place on the internet. My name is Bella and I have issues. I can admit it. Yes, I have some problems that I should probably pay attention to. I think the most pressing one is the one that I'm about to share with all of you right here, right now. And it's the fact that I am on my phone way too much. I have spent so many hours just wasting away, doom scrolling and switching from TikTok to Instagram to YouTube and to any other social media that I can find. It's become exhausting to not have any hobbies that let me be creative and let me be productive in different ways, instead of just like rotting in bed and scrolling until my finger tires out, you know? So I think it's time. I think it's time actually for a little reading challenge, if you will, because who doesn't love swapping their screen time for some reading time? Now, I haven't seen what my average screen time is, so this is going to be a shock to all of us. I'm really hoping it's less than 6 hours, because I don't know if I can take more than 6 hours of reading every single day, but also I would not be surprised if it's higher than that. I think this is the perfect challenge to get me back on track and to stop wasting so much time doing something that doesn't really have the best benefits for my mental health, you know? I'd rather spend it learning something new or trying out a new hobby or just being creative in whatever way that may be. And that's why I am so excited that today's video is actually sponsored by Skillshare. Everybody give it up to Skillshare, because my daily average is currently at 4 hours and 22 minutes, and I feel like Skillshare gives me the perfect opportunity to swap my doom scrolling with some learning. Something that I wasn't expecting is how so many of the classes on Skillshare are actually taught by people that I already know and trust. One of my favorite classes has been Fictionalize Your Life: How to Keep a Writer's Diary, taught to us by Robin Walden. In this class, he shares some of the lessons that he's learned from keeping his own writer's diary every day for a whole year. I've loved putting his advice and his tips into practice because I have felt such a difference in how I view my own life and how it puts so many things into perspective, and it helps me hone in on my creative instincts. It has been an incredible experience. And you can find so many different classes of so many different subjects, like different hobbies, how to journal, how to keep a diary, how to paint, how to edit. Like, these classes have definitely helped me in feeling more intentional with everything that I'm doing. So if you've been wanting to be more intentional with your creativity and try out different things, then I would 100% recommend Skillshare. The first 500 people that click the link in my description or scan this QR code are going to get 1 month free trial of Skillshare, so you can check out the classes for yourselves and see just how cool Skillshare really is. So thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and I think, like, I was really trying to avoid this, but I think that it's time that I show you guys my screen time. I don't know how this is gonna go down. It's fine. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, it's not gonna be 7 hours, you know? Okay. Well, starting off strong, definitely, with Friday being at a whooping 5 hours and 36 minutes. Today is Friday, so that's what I'm going to be reading today. Couldn't have been Thursday, huh? I only used my phone for 3 hours and 31 minutes. No, it's actually Friday, and I have to read for 5 hours and 36 minutes. No, this is fine, this is okay, like, I can totally do that. If I can spend 5 hours on my phone, I can spend 5 hours reading. It's okay, this is fine. I have read for 24 hours straight before. I can totally do 5. Like, that's child's play. And of course, I'm saying this to make myself feel better. Anyways, this is okay. I think this is good. I think this is going to be a good exercise to get out of this doom scrolling vicious cycle that's not doing anything for me. So this is going to remind me to just let go of my phone more often and pick up a book. It really is that damn phone. So today's game plan. I have to read for 5 hours and 35 minutes. 5 hours and 35? Okay, not me forgetting. But anyways, I have to read around that time. And I do have 2 books that I want to finish before the month ends because these are the last 2 books in my April TBR. So I would really love it if I could finally complete a TBR in the month that it was set. In Your Absence is Darkness, I'm actually quite close to finishing it because I think I left off on page 345. Look at how close I am to the finish line. Like, that is so doable because this only had, not only, but this has 425 pages. I'm missing less than 100 pages to finish this, so I can definitely, like in 5 hours, I can definitely read less than 100 pages. And then after, as a little reward, maybe I can start Starshipped by Cat Sebastian because I need a romance in my life, desperately. Enough yapping, let's get this show on the road, wish me luck, and let's have some fun. I've been reading for 1 hour and 31 minutes, which means that I'm still missing 4 hours and 5 minutes. And I've officially finished the first book of this challenge, which was Your Absence is Darkness. And here's the thing, this book is just it's definitely an experience. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. I don't know what my main takeaway should be from this book because I still have so many questions. And it's very interesting because at the end of the book, our narrator is like, wait, is that the end? I still have so many things that weren't answered. And the guy that he's talking to is like, well, that's how it's supposed to be. So there you go. Now let's go party. Literally. This book has some very beautiful writing. It has some very hard-hitting lines about grief and family trauma and the importance of being earnest and honest with everything that you do in life and following your heart. You know, it has a very heartfelt sentiment behind everything, but did I actually understand what was happening at times? Not really. Like, I can't say that I 100% understood what was going on. I did understand that we were basically following this entire family and we were getting to know every single one of them and how their life turned out. Yeah, we got to learn a lot about different people and their situations and how they handled it and how, you know, something that happened 2 to 3 generations ago is still going to affect how you live your own life. It was very interesting to see how all of these different storylines connected and how they kind of made the characters who they are. But overall, I don't know, like, I think the best part of this book was its writing. I wouldn't really say the storyline or the storytelling was like my favorite thing. This book definitely hit me hard in the feels. Like, I didn't full on sob over this book, but I did get a knot in my throat. My eyes teared up from time to time. So it was a very emotional reading experience. But would I want to repeat it? I think the answer is no. I don't see I don't even know who I would recommend this book to, just because it is a very specific type of book. And I just know that not a lot of people would maybe like it, just because it's a very convoluted sort of storytelling, and it does start to make sense the more you read and the more that you get introduced to these characters. But I think that's something that would have really helped me is if we had a family tree, so that we truly saw how everything connected, because sometimes they mention these two characters, we learn a lot about their lives, and then 100 pages after, we learn about other two characters, which may be either the children of the two people that we just learned about, or the parents or the grandparents of the two people that we just learned about. So it was very confusing to keep all of the relations organized. So I think that if we would have had a family tree, that would have actually really helped me understand the depth of what I was reading a little bit more. And obviously, when I started this book, I didn't know that a family tree was going to be needed. But if I had known, I think I would have started a family tree all by myself. But anyways, I have officially finished the first book of this reading challenge, and I still have over 4 hours of reading that I need to get done. So for the rest of the day, or for however long I have, I'm going to be reading Starshipped by Cat Sebastian, which is the very last book from my April TBR, and I basically haven't started this. I have read one page, and honestly, I think I'm just going to restart it because I read that page about 2 weeks ago, so I think reading one page again is going to be pretty easy. This has a total of 366 pages, so I think this is doable. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this book in 4 hours, because that would entail reading 100 pages every hour. Actually, I don't know. Is it possible? I don't know. I'm not going to try to speed through this, but I do know that it's going to be a lot faster to read than Your Absence is Darkness, because romances for me are always such a fast read, especially Cat Sebastian. I just adore reading Cat Sebastian books. So without further ado, let's restart the timer and start reading Starshipped by Cat Sebastian. I've been reading for 4 hours and 10 minutes, and I haven't finished the book, actually, not even close to it, but I think I've made it to the halfway point, which is very exciting because I'm kind of holding on to the 100 pages per hour. Actually, no, that's a lie. I don't even know why I said that. Anyways, I've made it to page 200 of Starshipped, and so far, what can I say? Like, it's Cat Sebastian. Is anybody surprised that I am loving? Sorry, there's a lot of wind. I don't know if the mic is catching this. It has been raining for the last couple of days, every single day, and today is finally like the first day that I haven't seen a single cloud in the sky. The sun is up and shining and bright, and I was like, I need to take advantage of this. So I've been reading for the last couple of hours here outside, and it's been wonderful. Like, yes, it's been very hot, but also we do get some occasional wind here and there, and I can hear the birds chirping and just nature being nature, and it's so healing in a way. Like, truly, I just need to touch grass more often. But anyways, Starshipped by Cat Sebastian, we are following these two actors, and they kind of don't like each other, or more specifically, Simon doesn't really like Charlie, because Simon is just convinced that Charlie's persona, like his positivity and his niceness, is all just an act, and he's sick of it. But also Simon struggles with a lot of migraines and anxiety and panic attacks, so he's just more sensitive than other people, and he struggles with, you know, your day-to-day social interactions. So it's been really interesting to spend some time in Simon's head, as well as with Charlie, because they now have to take this road trip because Charlie's stepfather isn't answering his phone, and Charlie and Simon kind of want to do some damage control. There's just like so many details that I can go into, but the point is, we have these two people that don't really see eye to eye, and because of life, they now have to do some damage control and save the birds. When I said that I wanted to reconnect with nature, this is not what I meant. But anyways, we have these two characters that have never really gotten along very well, but the more time that they spend together, there's not really like forced proximity because both of them agree to be together, but it's just really nice to see them interact and to see them truly like get to know each other and realize like, hey, we actually could have been great friends all along, but maybe even more than friends, because there's a lot of sexual tension, and that is obviously a great point from this book. So I still have about an hour and 22 minutes left on my timer for today, so I'm still going to be reading Starshipped, and I will definitely keep you guys posted, but for now, I'm gonna go back to reading, so I'll talk to you guys later. Would you believe me if I told you that I was having so much fun with the book? I forgot that I had a timer going on. I forgot that I was in the middle of a reading challenge. So I have officially been reading for 5 hours and 39 minutes. I only had to read for 5 hours and 36 minutes today. So honestly, it wasn't like that much of a time difference, but still, it's kind of crazy that I completely forgot that I was filming for a reading challenge, and I have made it. Like, y'all, okay, can I just fangirl for a second here, because Starshipped is exactly what I needed, okay? Like, I just needed a really good romance that I could obsess over and that I could read in one sitting, and I didn't finish it, but I did make it to page 300, which is crazy considering the fact that I started this a couple of hours ago, but look at how much I'm missing. Literally almost nothing. This has a total of 366 pages. I'm literally missing 66 pages to finish this book that I started a couple of hours ago. And okay, like, this book is just so good. Like, I know I talked a little bit about what it was about in the last clip that I talked to you guys, but we have these two actors, and they're the main leads on this like outer space Star Trek inspired TV show, but they really don't like each other, and there's always a lot of tension. They're always fighting about like little things. One of our main characters, Simon, he also has to deal with a lot of anxiety and mild OCD, which obviously does not make his life very easy. As I was explaining on the previous clip, he just doesn't do well with social interactions. He finds it hard to talk with some people and know like the basics to speaking and conversing, which honestly relatable. So it's just been so incredible, and this has honestly been so refreshing because this is probably like one of the most adult relationships that I've had the honor of reading about. Like, can you believe that there is not a single speck of miscommunication in this book? For so many years, we have had to experience romance after romance that relies on the miscommunication trope to get the story going or to get us to the third act of the story. But Cat Sebastian is out here proving that you do not need to make your two characters suddenly not know how to communicate in order to get the story going. And it's just so refreshing, and it's so nice to see these two adult men talk things out, understand where each of them is coming from, and build a healthy and long-lasting relationship. It's just like crazy to me that this is not the standard, but Cat Sebastian, it's just so good. It's just so good. And it's like, it's also so heartwarming because Charlie, of course, Charlie and Simon, they're getting to know each other, and Charlie is getting to know Simon's, I don't want to call them quirks, but like Simon's needs in a way. And for example, Simon is not very open of the things that he needs and the things that he requires to be a certain way in order for him to feel safe and comfortable. And he never really wants to burden anyone with those things because it's like, this is my problem, I'm the one that has to deal with it. But Charlie is like slowly and gently teaching him that you don't have to do this by yourself. You don't have to be alone in your pain. If there's anything that I can do to help you, it literally does not burden me whatsoever. And nobody has ever said this to Simon, and it's just so beautiful, okay? Like, we're seeing these two characters grow together, and it's just wonderful. And I love the banter between them because it's kind of like they insult each other, but like in a good way. And it's like we're getting so much character growth and so much character development, and it's so, so nice. It is so nice. And of course, as you can see by me having read 300 pages of this book in one sitting, this book is incredibly easy to lose yourself in. And honestly, this book has made today's reading challenge so easy. These hours literally flew by. I did not even feel them pass me by, or I didn't even look at the timer, obviously, as I was filming or as I was reading because I was just so into the story. I know it's only the first day of the reading challenge, but I think this challenge is going to be a lot easier than I thought it was going to be because I didn't even miss scrolling through my phone today. I didn't even think about opening up TikTok or opening up any of the other social media apps that I've currently been losing myself in. I just wanted to lock in and read Starshipped. So this is so good. I'm so glad that I prioritized picking up Starshipped over any of the other books that I have in my physical TBR because this is the exact book that I needed. It's perfect. It's so good, y'all. If you've been thinking of reading a romance, if you've seen this book in your For You page and you've been like, oh, that looks interesting, maybe I'll get to it someday. No, get to it today, okay? You're not going to regret it. It is so fun. I 100% recommend Starshipped. I have officially completed today's goal of reading for 5 hours and 36 minutes. Tomorrow, I believe I need to read for... I need to read for 2 hours and 58 minutes. So you know what? That's not even that bad. That's not even that bad whatsoever. I can totally do 2 hours and 58 minutes. And I'm definitely going to be finishing Starshipped tomorrow, which is something to look forward to. And yeah, we'll just see what other book I pick up next. But for now, it's goodbye. I hope you guys are enjoying, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning. Hi. Hello, my friends. How are you doing? How did you sleep last night? It is currently 7 a.m. and honestly, the first thing that I do when I wake up is I just grab my phone and I just start scrolling, whether it be TikTok or Instagram. I spend a good 30 to 45 minutes on my damn phone. And honestly, that's not something that I'm proud of. That's why I'm telling you guys this, so that you know just how bad it's gotten. Because before, when I woke up, I would immediately get out of bed, or I would pick up a book before I picked up my phone. So I also thought this reading challenge was a great opportunity for me to try and break old habits and create new and better ones. So today I thought, hey, let's not pick up my phone immediately, and let's actually finish the book that I was reading yesterday, because I'm only missing 66 pages, and that way I can also get a head start on today's hours, because today I only have to read for 2 hours and 58 minutes. So why not get our day started the right way? 2 hours and 58 minutes, let's go. I have been reading for 56 minutes. Let me stop the timer right there. It is currently 8 in the morning. I have officially finished Starshipped by Cat Sebastian, and this is literally everything that I needed. Okay, like, you don't understand. This was so incredibly beautiful and important, and it resonates so deeply with me about being in this relationship where both of the people involved have their own limitations, constraints, you know, special wants and needs that they need in order to thrive in a relationship. And both of these characters, well, more so Simon than Charlie, Simon really struggles to talk about what he needs and what he requires, and all of his limitations with his migraines, with his mild OCD, with his anxiety. It's just so beautiful to see him open up to Charlie and to see him finally understand that his existence is not unwanted. He's actually quite the opposite. He's so loved, and he himself has been isolating and not letting other people in, and it's such a beautiful character arc to see him come to realize that that's just not true at all. In the middle of all of this, in the middle of all of this character growth, he's also falling in love, and it's such a beautiful relationship, and it was just so good. Okay, like, there are so many good moments. If you couldn't tell by all of the tabs that I have used for this book, there are so many moments that just had me giggling, kicking my feet, or also just feeling the feels, and it was just so good. Okay, it was so good. But now, come with me, because we now have a mission. Now that we've finished Starshipped, we need to pick the next book that I'm going to be reading, because obviously today's goal is 2 hours and 58 minutes, and I've only read for 56 minutes. So let's go. Also, look at my cute doorway now. It's so nice. My brother brought it to me when he came for the Chinese New Year. But anyways, let's get down to business. Oh, look, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day here. Nice. No clouds in the sky, thankfully. But anyways, here we are. This is my TBR cart, and usually I only bring this out for filming my monthly TBRs, but since I need to read a book, because I obviously finished all of the ones from my April TBR, I think the answer is obvious, honestly. Like, I have had the entire series of Remnants of Filth in my physical TBR since February, and for some reason I didn't read them immediately, so I feel like the only natural course of action is for me to continue reading Remnants of Filth. I'm currently on volume 3. Look at how gorgeous this volume is. Like, I'm obsessed with this cover. This has a total of 7 volumes. I've read the first 2. I'm now on to the 3rd one. I'm probably not going to finish the entire series in this challenge, but I thought that this was a great way to restart my reading of this series, because I do love Remnants of Filth, okay? Like, I love the angst, I love the tension, and I feel like volume 3 is going to really pick up in terms of story. So let's go. We need to do this. So I think I'm probably going to go back to bed, maybe, and just read from there, because it is a pretty comfortable place to be and to read in. So yep, next book is Remnants of Filth, volume 3. Let's go. I've been reading for 2 hours and 4 minutes, but I do have to pause now because my boyfriend is on his way. We're going to make some French toast for breakfast, and I am so excited because I haven't had French toast in years, okay? So this is a very exciting morning for me. I did just want to update you guys on how I'm doing with my reading. I did start volume 3 of Remnants of Filth, and I'm currently on page 76, which is chapter 73, Chewy the Beauty. And I mean, what can I say? Of course, I'm loving this book. Of course, it's like coming back home, okay? The first 2 volumes of this series were so amazing, and volume 3 is no different. So far, I feel like things are just getting a lot more interesting because Gumong is finally recovering a little bit of his memory, and he's finally kind of coming to terms with the fact that the only solution, or like the only way out of this, is the death penalty, unfortunately, because he did betray his entire country. So the king is not very forgiving, but alas, we continue. And now we're just getting to know a lot more of what happened before Gumong defected and before he betrayed his entire country and his boyfriend. It's just been really fun to keep reading this series. Honestly, I had a great morning. I haven't even touched my phone unless it's for like the timer and such, but I think honestly, like, I'm not surprised by this, but I definitely prefer starting my morning by doing some reading instead of doing some scrolling. So hopefully this is going to become part of my morning routine and not just something that I do for a reading challenge, because I genuinely had so much fun this morning. And yeah, I am going to be completing the rest of my hours after we have breakfast and everything, so I'll keep you guys posted. But for now, it's time for some French toast. I have officially been reading for 3 hours, even though I only had to read for 2 hours and 58 minutes. I mean, what can I say? I'm a little of an overachiever. I did actually make quite a lot of progress with volume 3 of Remnants of Filth. I made it to page 128, which is the beginning of chapter 78. I'm pretty happy with all of the progress that I've made, considering that I started this morning. And the French toasts were incredible. After we had breakfast, I educated my boyfriend a little bit on the ways of BTS. You know, ever since BTS made their comeback, I have been obviously obsessing over them. Like, my ARMY era is finally back where it's always been. Like, there's a reason that I've been ending every single one of my videos with Jimin's "Hey Jimin, you nice, keep going." So now that I have someone that I can yap about BTS, and I can teach him about all of the music videos and what every single era meant to us, it's just been very fun. Right now, I'm trying to teach him all of the names and to be able to distinguish between the members, because I do have to admit, at the beginning, it can be very hard for someone to recognize every individual member, but he's doing really well. So after we did a little bit of BTS 101, I went back to reading and I made it to page 128. So I'm pretty happy with today's progress. Today has been such a good day, and honestly, like, I'm loving this reading challenge, okay? It hasn't been hard. To be completely honest, it hasn't been challenging whatsoever, and maybe I've just jinxed myself because I haven't checked for how long I have to read tomorrow, but I guess we'll find out together. Already, the bar is so high. It's literally so high. What do you mean? Like, why is it so much higher than today's? That's so unfair, but let's see. I don't want to see, actually, but let's see.
Oh my god. Oh, hell no,
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I mean, TikTok alone, I used for 3 hours and 6 minutes. Tomorrow, I have to read.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. And you're not really fine, but you just can't get it.
I have to read for 6 hours. I don't even want to say this. I have to read for 6 hours and 55 minutes. Are you actually joking right now? Why is that a thing? That it hasn't been challenging whatsoever. Why is that a thing? Actually, why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? I basically have to read for 7 hours tomorrow. Okay, I'm definitely going to be finishing volume 3 of Remnants of Filth. I guess I'm going to take a break for the rest of the day today from reading, and I'm just gonna go have a cute little IKEA date with my boyfriend. So we'll meet back here again tomorrow to read for 6 hours and 55. I mean, I brought this upon myself. I really said this challenge isn't challenging enough, so how about you give me an actual challenge? And here it is, 6 hours and 55 minutes worth of a challenge. So I guess I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Wish me luck. But you know, at least I'll be in good company, so I'm not that mad about it. And it is a Sunday, so hopefully I won't be too busy. But for now, it's goodbye. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello, my friends. How are we feeling? How are we doing? Welcome to Sunday. I have been reading for 2 hours and 49 minutes, and I'm stopping the timer because I have just finished volume 3 of Remnants of Filth. And let me just read this one sentence that absolutely just destroyed me. Once upon a time, you taught me many things. You taught me to endure in silence. You taught me magic. You taught me the ways of the world. And you taught me the meaning of romance. Now you want me to stop clinging to you. Okay, I'll do my best. But before that, I ask you to teach me one last thing. It's been 17 years, half of our lives so far. Teach me how to let go. Are you kidding? Like, are you actually kidding though? That is insane. I just have to say that is insane. Volume 3 of Remnants of Filth is everything that I wanted it to be and more. Like, we have traveling back to the past. We have finally getting some answers to all of the mysteries of why Gumong defected in the first place, what was happening 8 years ago, and trying to fill in the blanks of all of the events that went down before the ultimate betrayal. And it was just like the way that this story is structured, the way that we are unraveling these mysteries step by step, and the way that we get action in between all of these moments, and the angst and the tension and the betrayal and the heartbreak. It's so good, bro. It is so good. Oh my goodness. I've been reading for almost nearly 3 hours, and honestly, it's been the easiest 3 hours that I've had to do, because reading such a fantastic book, the time flies. It literally does. I still have about 4 hours left to read in the day, and of course, sorry about that, of course, I'm going to be continuing with Remnants of Filth, because there is literally no other book that I want to be reading in this moment in time. So volume 4 Remnants of Filth. I am so happy that I have the entire series with me because this is definitely one of those series that you want to binge or that you want to read as fast as you humanly can. So thankfully, this reading challenge came at the perfect time because I have never wanted to read a danmei series as much as I want to read Remnants of Filth. To say that I'm having a blast would be the understatement of the century, but here we go, Remnants of Filth, Volume 4, almost to the 3-hour mark. It is currently 10 a.m. in the morning, and honestly, all I want to do is read, so yeah, I'm going to stop talking and I'm just going to start Volume 4 because the way that Volume 3 ends, I just need to keep reading, okay? I need to keep spending time with these characters, we need to get to the bottom of this, and I need more time with Gumong and Moshi, so let's get this started. I've been reading I've been reading for 7 hours and 10 minutes. And yeah, I only had to read for 6 hours and 55 minutes, but I went a little above the necessary time because I really wanted to finish volume 4 of Remnants of Filth. Like, I did see the timer going to 6:55 and I was like, you know what? I'm missing like 20 pages of Remnants of Filth. Let me just keep going until I finish. And I did, and it was the best decision that I could have done because volume 4 is definitely the most emotionally charged of all of the volumes that I've read so far. It is so devastating and it is so upsetting, and all of the reveals that we get are so shocking. Like, I literally did not see this coming. I'm obviously not going to tell you guys because I want you to read Remnants of Filth for yourself so that you can experience this as I am experiencing this. Oh my goodness, this is definitely one of the best danmei series that I've read. I mean, I haven't read that many, but this one is definitely up there in the top 3 best danmei series that I've read. Everything is just so good all the time, whether it be the characters, the plot, the pace, the sexual tension, the angst, everything. Literally every single element of this story has been done to perfection. And oh my goodness, I am so glad that I chose to continue this series in the middle of this reading challenge because I've had these books since February, and for some reason I haven't picked them up, even though I was super excited to do so as soon as I got these. Pero maybe I was just waiting for the right time, you know? I've been having such bad luck with reading lately, and maybe I was saving these for a rainy day. Since I've officially read for over 6 hours and 55 minutes, that officially means that I have finished today's hours. I had to read for 6 hours and 55 minutes. Been there, done that. I've read for 7 hours and 10 minutes, and I have no regrets. This is the best Sunday that I've ever spent in my entire life. Nobody can tell me otherwise. And let me just show you the time. It is currently 3 in the afternoon, and honestly, I Wouldn't change anything about today, okay? I've been reading since 7 a.m. basically, and it has just been such an incredible time. I've loved every single second of today, and I wouldn't change anything about it. And just as a quick run through, let's look at all of the books that I was able to finish during this weekend, starting off with Your Absence is Darkness. I think I'm going to be giving this a 3.5 out of 5 stars because I did enjoy its emotional elements. I did enjoy the storytelling. The characters were also very fleshed out and very complex as well. But did I ever fully commit to this story? I don't know. So I think this is like the definition of a 3.5 star book. It was a really good one. And again, it had some really good lines. The writing is probably the best part of this book, but I never fully connected to the characters or the story, which is okay, but that does mean that it won't be higher than a 4. So yeah, Your Absence is Darkness, 3.5 out of 5 stars. Then I read, y'all don't even get me started. Then I read Starshipped by Cat Sebastian. Please do not be homophobic and focus on the book that I'm trying to show you. Look at her. She's just stunning, beautiful, perfection. I'm going to be giving this a 4.5 out of 5 star. It just checked so many of my boxes, okay? It's Cat Sebastian. This just has such an incredible cast of characters, and the mental health rep is also done so beautifully and fantastically, and it was just so well done. The character development, the relationship and how it developed and how we saw it flower in front of our eyes, it was just so beautiful. Like, if you've ever seen this book and you were like, huh, that looks kind of fun, don't second guess yourself. Just go pick up this book and have the time of your life. And then, of course, after I finished those 2 books, I continued reading Remnants of Filth Volumes 3 and 4. And this was probably the best decision that I could have done because the hours flew by while I was reading Remnants of Filth. I truly didn't even look at the timer. I didn't really care at what point I was during the challenge. I was just like, I want to keep reading Remnants of Filth. So I think that this truly was the best choice I could have done. I'd probably give these 2 volumes 4.5 out of 5 stars. They were so nearly perfect, and I'm pretty sure that the next volumes are going to be 5 stars, but these ones were just so good. They were like, everything just felt right. The pacing, the characters, all of the secrets that we were uncovering, all of the mysteries that started to get resolved. These volumes truly kept me at the edge of my seat, and I cannot wait to continue with the rest of the series. So even though the reading challenge ends today, I think I'm still going to be reading the rest of the series in these next couple of days because I cannot live my life not knowing what happens next. Today was the last day of this swapping my screen time for reading time challenge because unfortunately my other job is requiring a lot more time from me during the week, so I don't have as much time as I would want to do reading challenges or even read. So I really cherished this weekend because this is something that I haven't been able to do. Like, I haven't been able to dedicate hours upon hours to just reading and spending time in these fictional worlds and falling in love with new characters and seeing myself in fictional characters. Like, I haven't been able to do that in a very long time, and honestly, I missed it. So this challenge, I will be honest, this challenge wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Even with the 6 hours and 55 minutes involved, I just didn't think it was that hard whatsoever. So maybe the next reading challenge that I should do is reading 200 pages every day to see if I actually fully go insane. But yeah, I just had so much fun swapping my screen time for reading time, even if it was only for a weekend. I think this was like a great reset, and it kind of reminded me of how much fun I have with reading and how maybe I should focus on dedicating more of my free time to reading instead of just doom scrolling on TikTok and Instagram. So I just really had so much fun with this reading challenge, and I hope that you guys did too, you know, just seeing me read for so many hours and reading so many incredible books as well. Hopefully you've found some great new book recommendations to fall in love with, just like I have, because if I had to choose one book as my favorite from this reading, you know what? No, I can't do that. I can't choose between Remnants of Filth or Starshipped by Cat Sebastian. Like, there are 2 very completely different books, and I simply cannot choose between them. Because if you're looking for romance, I would 100% recommend Starshipped, but this also kind of has romance, but also mixed in with torture and angst and a lot of devastating emotions. So do with that what you will. But I really do hope that you guys enjoyed watching me swap my screen time for reading time. I also have a Patreon where I post exclusive content. I host readathons, reading sprints, and a monthly book club. So if that sounds like something that you'd enjoy, the link is down below. As always, I would love to have you join. And without further ado, I will see you guys next week. I love you all so very much. Thank you for still being here, even though I have been a little MIA for the last couple of weeks. I really appreciate your continued support and for all of the lovely messages that you've been leaving, whether it be on Instagram or YouTube. I'm just so forever grateful to all of you. So yeah, I love you. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Hey Jimmy, you nice. Keep going.